in myself.
No.
Yes, you are.
Sorry, my
Who
bad.
was that? Chingy?
No, that was Lil Wayne. Like you
Absolutely.
Oh
did
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about online dress code. Are you gonna make your kids be in uniform? Because there is a school in Illinois that makes their kids A, have their
Yep.
cameras on, and B, not even just in Illinois, but I did read as far as having the cameras on, but definitely having a dress code. Like the kids got to come in uniform to the Zoom or Google Meet.
Uniform.
Okay. I want to comment. I think I'm on both sides of the fence. I agree, but as a teacher during the pandemic, I've had days where I felt like I just wanted to be in the bed and I was productive. Then I had other days when I felt like, you know what, let me get up, get dressed, get to a table and do XYZ. Now, on the parent side, I mean, I know they feel like, well, this is my house, you can't control my house, but you can kind of bargain with them and say, well, hey, you know, when it's a whole class, tell little Johnny to get dressed and have him at the table. But when it's one-on-one sessions, you know, if you need some extra help, Johnny, you know, if you want to be in your room or in your game chair or whatever, sure, I'll one-on-one session with you in your chair. Or, you know, when it's like independent work, tell the parent, you can do whatever you want to do with little Johnny during independent work, but from 9 to 10, he should be at the table. You know, where it's kind of like giving them a little flexibility, not saying, hey, you have to do X, Y, Z, because you know you're going to have some parents that's going to argue with you on that.
I agree with Akila, and I'm not saying you should be in your uniform, but we are training our kids for the world outside of this. And even though it's remote, we're not going to work with bonnets. Even when I talk from home, I didn't have my bonnet on. I didn't have on my home team uniform. You know, I love my little Minnie Mouse nightgown. I have on my Minnie Mouse nightgown. I had on a shirt. I had on, my hair was nice, you know, my glasses. I brushed my face and all that kind of stuff. So I know they're home, but if we're preparing them for work and we're preparing them for a technological world in which you may genuinely be working at home, I don't want to meet with the CEO in his pajamas. I need you from the top up to be professional. Now, what your body looks like, that's personal. But just don't get up and I see your drawers. But, you know, I don't want to see Spider-Man like, wait a minute. But from this part up, I'm trying to prepare you for the real world. And
that's true.
Actually, very much, I don't think you should require them to have their camera on. I don't think we should regulate what they look like. I am siding on the side of social, emotional well-being and mental health, and all the trauma that these kids have been exposed to during this time. And you know I can't stand bonnets. You know, that is my thing. But I'm going to, like, if a kid shows up in a bonnet, this would be the time that I would not tell that person to take it off. I think our kids need just a little bit of love and grace right now. So like even my kids, I just had a conversation with Talia, and she's like, Mom, are they gonna require us to have our camera on? I was like, probably not. I said, you may want to do it once in a while, just so that you get, you know, a feel and you can kind of act like this is a real thing. I said, but I understand the comfort. I understand the comfort of being in a hoodie or having a hood on. I understand that. I think that as educators, as long as engagement is there, let's focus on that. So if I have a kid who never shows his face, but will talk to me in the chat or will text me or will answer my Google form or do whatever, I'm okay with that because he's engaged or she is engaging with me in some form. But right now, I'm actually erring on the side of whatever makes them comfortable. If you gotta have your hood on like this so you can come to class, that's fine. Like, do you know what 5 times 5 is? That's really what.
I don't think we should mandate it. I do think we should set norms. you know, like and say things like it, you know, it would be lovely. I don't want to.
Absolutely.
I don't want
Absolutely.
every class. I don't want your camera off. Every now and then.
Yeah.
And then I also think this is what we got to do. Like Keela was saying, build a relationship with a parent because you know your child, and if you know your child can wear that hoodie and still do that work, I ain't worried about your child.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the child that's gonna be chewing on it and just be told squirrel. Come on now, you know your kid. I'm that kid. That if I talk from home, my TV be on, y'all be talking, and I'm watching Investigation Discovery trying to figure out who done it. I'm not gonna pay attention to y'all. That's me.
For some of the kids in our district, just the fact that they are logged on makes me feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
I mean, I'm gonna talk to I would say talk to the parents too. Like, you know your child. If me and you got this relationship,
and
that relationship is gonna be a lot right now.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take more to build those relationships. I know I did something online, and the way, like, I'm usually in the classroom, like, you know, building those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more for me to try to get them to turn their camera on. There was a lot of feedback. There was a lot of praise I had to give. And then we were with that, because it was a summer program, we were only meeting like once a week. That was horrible for building relationships. It was like, as soon as I got the momentum going, I had to start all over again. But definitely putting in that time and effort in the beginning to build those relationships and make kids feel comfortable. And you're absolutely right, Neil, if you constantly are take your bonnet off, take your do this, do that, you have completely
ruined it.
You have ruined the relationship. Matter of fact, I was in a meeting today with an adult, and the adult said to another adult, I know you ain't got that man bun. Angela, your hair is shorter than his. You lucky. We in this, I looked at him like, just like that. So he knew, like, you just came at me all kind of crazy. And if I was a kid, shut down time.
Yeah, definitely shut down time.
2 kids down in your classroom at that very moment.
And they don't need no help shutting down. They can do that all on their own.
By themselves.
Like, they don't need no help shut down. You hear me?
And from a teacher's perspective, though, I also think it would be interesting, like, you know, with my babies or even with my middle school kids, to make it an incentive. Hey, you in school 5 days a week. Hey, on Friday, it's pajama day. Everybody wear their pajamas. We gonna be on Zoom. We gonna be in Google Meet with our pajamas on.
Yeah, I can do that.
Next week we gonna wear our hats. The next week we gonna wear our sunglasses.
I can do that.
It could be an incentive.
Isn't that part of like PBIS to offer incentives like that?
It should be.
It should be. At least for right now.
Our school is offering some type of incentive for doing certain things online, you know, in the classroom. But I mean, like today, we had a lot of teachers that was fussing because the principal sent out an email saying that please be professional on top. She said, she don't care what you wear on the bottom, just look professional on top.
It's showing the kids, like, what does that look like? What does professional look like? And honestly, having a bonnet on is fine. Like, somebody having a bonnet or a scarf or whatever, let's not nitpick those things. Are you dressed? Can I see, you know?
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of half. I'm like with Keela, half and half on it. I'm like, I want, from a person who has corporate background, it's like you're gonna have to be professional on something. Sometimes it's a time and place to dress it, but the teacher does not need to harp on the fact that the kid is not dressed. Like, oh, hey, Johnny, so we're gonna put some clothes on today? Oh, okay. But guess what? 2 times 2 is 4. You know what I'm saying?
On that relationship.
But we still have to teach our kids how to survive in society. You're gonna have to put something on to look professional. Look presentable on camera.
But at this time, we are in panic mode. Let's be clear. At this time, this is not the norm. You know what I mean? Like, if my kid was at Digital Academy, or if my kid was, you know, it's something like that, then maybe. And again, maybe that's up to the parent. But as a teacher, that's just not something. My main focus needs to be on building relationships right now, because of what we're in. You know what I mean?
Right.
We are not in norm. We're not in normal. And so some things, like, you just need to let go.
Yeah.
But it's still part of teaching them society. It's still part of our responsibility to teach them some things in society. Look, we don't have to spend 20 minutes on it. We don't have to spend more than 30 seconds on it. just put a nice shirt on when you're talking to someone else. Just make them different in your
and I
house.
think that could be embedded into when you talk about things, like that could be embedded in, you know, let's talk about a professional attire. Let's talk about, you know, if you have a career day, or if you have a, because I mean, you talk about professional attire, never once in school was I required to wear a shirt and tie.
No, I'm not talking about professional. I'm talking about just presentable.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can talk about what being presentable is
it's
without
a shirt.
that being the focus. I'm sorry, go ahead, Akila.
No, I was just going to come in and say, it go back to the relationship, because if I know, if I have a relationship with that family, I know that they may be struggling or they may be okay. So if I know that that family, that particular family is, let's say, okay during this time, the mother didn't miss a beat, she still has her job, blah, 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 she has support in her house and her family, then I know I can say to that child, hey, next Zoom or next meeting, I want you to XYZ. But if I know I have a family that's not doing too well, that's joining families, you know, clothes and everything is an issue, losing jobs and stuff like that, really affected, somebody caught COVID, then you know that's not even relevant. Like it's the relationship that you have with the child, you know, the parent, the student.
And I think it's, you got to know when to talk about it. Now, like from Akila's perspective, I'm not going to do that in a whole class meet. That's when we have our one-on-one.
Definitely don't do that.
I'm going to ask that child, like, hey, you know, what's going on? Do you need some help or something like that? And then I think this is a good time to also explain children that what fairness really means. Fairness and equity are two different things. Like making sure kids understand what's fair is what's best for you. I got to do what's best for you. So I might have a child that I might have to let be off camera or not be all the way together. But like Akila said, if we already know your family got it, I'm not going to flaunt it, but you don't really get an excuse.
You don't have to have it just to have a t-shirt on.
All right.
You wear a t-shirt.
It depends on what your environment is like.
You put a white t-shirt on. You wear a t-shirt outside. You can put a white t-shirt on.
I'm gonna need you to have a shirt on. I'm gonna need you to have a shirt on.
Yeah, I need you to have a shirt on.
Not dressed up in a suit and tie. I'm just talking about a shirt.
Wait a minute. You better have a shirt on.
We ain't.
Huh?
But y'all gotta remember what the original.
I'm sorry.
Y'all gotta remember what the original topic, the question was. It was regarding uniforms, not just being dressed.
It was uniforms, right? Exactly.
It's bringing us back, sis. It's bringing us back.
I'm gonna be honest. Our kids are already struggling to have uniforms. Even when we were in the building, it was like every time you turned around, go downstairs, and then you got some parents who are, I don't want them wearing that, and you like, but we washing them on a regular basis. I don't want them wearing that because y'all singling my child out, making me feel like. So when they come to uniform, I'm one of these ones like we can throw the uniform to the side. Let's just have a little dress code.
Yeah.
Something that's appropriate. No words on it. I mean, nothing like no cussing. We know appropriate stuff versus you all wear blue and orange.
You cannot deny a child education because of what they're wearing.
Boom. They never deny that.
And
it's just trying to enforce that is hard. And then you do have PBIS. I'm not going to punish you when I know your mom can't do this right now. I don't care how many vouchers they got.
Let's be clear. I can, but sometimes my own kids want to buck the system or they see what's going on around them.
Right.
I get the part of, well, fairness and equity and blah, blah. He's 10, he's 12. I can explain it till I'm blue in the face right now. That's not a conversation I want to have.
And let's also think about the fact that some of these children are going to possibly be home by themselves. If they are going to be required to wear a uniform, who's going to be there to enforce that?
Nobody's on it. I don't have
time. And then
who's
going to have the consequence?
I don't have time. I want to love on you, and I want to teach.
Go to the bathroom. Like, what you doing?
These are the same kids. These are the same kids that get themselves ready in the morning during the school year. So the expectation's not going to change. I just want you in there. I just want to see your face. I want to see that you surviving, you healthy, you got some food. I want a cap on you. I want to show you I love you in my own way. I want you to learn, but I need you to know that I love you. That's what I need.
Hey, this is the parent. What do you want me to do about it? I told him already. I texted him. I'm at work.
Bye.
Does he have a shirt on? He got a shirt
Right.
on? Okay,
Is he there? Did he wake up on time? Then we're good.
Did he turn his work in? Done.
Right.
Because let's be clear, I'm going to be like texting and calling my kid like, hold on, class.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm fortunate enough that my youngest two can come to daycare with me. So
That's
they're going to have
nice.
their
Oh,
class
yeah.
That's
teachers.
nice.
But Jordan and Kylie, my oldest two, they got to still be on top of it. They got to be doing their
Yeah.
thing. They're going to have to, that's crazy.
You got to figure it out. But speaking of comedy and, I follow a couple teachers on Twitter, and one of the guys was like, he put out a post and was like, everybody that started back, give me some learnings, that you learned this week. And I followed it so I could, see what everybody was saying. And one teacher was like, yo, so comedy and being funny is harder in remote learning than in person. He was like, my jokes. He was like, I need to work on my jokes.
They just don't hit the same. They hit
Right. He was like, and that's exactly what it said. He was like, yeah, I thought it was funny, but my jokes aren't hitting the same. And I started laughing because I use comedy to build a rapport with my students. And I'm like, man, if I don't, like, if they're going to be like, that's not funny. Like, nope, I'm not here for it.
Like what? Yes, I know my own kids when this summer, they were on the couch, like with the hoodies, like, stupid. Like everything was stupid. Like it didn't matter. Like I said, you have to elevate your game times 20.
Yep.
I felt like my student engagement and my student rapport game was on point in the classroom. I come to online like, hello?
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear
Right.
it?
Right. Like,
Bueller.
Right.
Everybody, dry eyes, clear eyes.
Anybody?
This is the year of creativity. This is the year of creativity. You better have your creative hat on, think outside the box, all kinds of stuff to get them engaged. Like,
But I think that's a good thing. I mean, I know there's a lot going on, but this is a year to reinvent yourself, reinvent your teaching, try stuff that your district said no, mess up, start over. I mean, it's just,
I like that.
there's so many things to do technologically that on the average, as a teacher, you don't get to do because you're so worried about everything else. This year, you just be in the Google Meet like, yeah, that didn't work. We're going to exit out of that right now, and we're going to try it this way.
Not doing that. Right. Not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yep.
Try that again.
Like that.
All right, ladies, it's been a pleasure. I will see you next Tuesday.
I enjoy myself.
At school.
Wait, what your shirt say, Houston?
My shirt says
Because you need to have it so we can.
by D&W Design.
Wait a minute. She was like, I was just asking for the shirt.
Let me.
Without leaving, and that is the focus of my blog, AngelaMHouston.com. I want to show you how to teach, help you with teaching, creating, and leading, but lead without leaving. So the joy back in education, show you how you can use all, the love that you have for the kids and help you so that you do not leave the education field. You might need to leave the classroom for a minute, but let's not leave the education field because, the first couple years and even like we talked about this year is hard. So AngelaMHouston.com, lead without leaving. I have some articles on there.
And who made that shirt? That is very nice.
I was about to ask, who made that shirt? That's a nice shirt.
Lauren Will Hampton, hit him up on Facebook, D&W Designs. I will also put the link down in the description box. All right. Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, that was good.